effect with the when the hit in the ground, the ball is very high and it's a little. Well, I a lot of player, a good player because I like this job because I don't know why, but because I don't professional, but I
Okay.
like this this playing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
his style of play. So maybe he hits the ball with a lot of top spin.
yeah, yes, top spin, yes. Do you like?
Yeah, I like to play tennis, but I don't watch it very much. I wish I'd watched it a little bit more, but it's a good sport. And
Yeah.
so, Patricio, what about you? What do you do for fun?
Well, to tell you the truth, Joshua, I don't have much time to have a fun time. Well, but if I really like it to jogging, practice some kind of jogging, trekking sometime. We're living in Santiago. I'm living in Santiago, so we have a lot of mountain to
Yeah,
practice
we have a lot of
trekking.
mountains.
Yes, so I really like it trekking near to Santiago. Sometime going to my bike.
Okay,
That's all. It's okay.
nice. Yeah, so trekking, we probably say hiking. Hiking sounds a
Yeah,
little
it
bit
could be
better.
hiking. Yes, it's good.
Yeah,
Much better. Yes,
yeah. Cool.
hiking is good.
Awesome. Yeah. Good answers, though. Really nice job. Okay, and so I'm not sure if this will be all of us, but it might be. So we're about 10 minutes in. Let's get started with today's class. And Evie, can you read the title and the next couple of lines?
Okay, job interviews. In today's class, we will practice job interviews, learn job interview vocabulary, talk about pet peeves.
Nice. Really good pronunciation. Especially
Thank you.
vocabulary. That's a difficult word to pronounce well, but that sounded great. Okay, good. Does anybody have any questions about anything on this page? Any questions?
Pet peeve?
Pet peeves.
Pet peeves. Okay.
Pet
Pet
peeves.
peeves. Ebby, can you explain pet peeves?
I was about to ask the same questions.
Okay. So a pet peeve is something that other people do that annoys you. So one of my pet peeves is when people eat with their mouths open. So that's a pet
Okay.
peeve.
Something annoyed.
Yeah, something that annoys you that other people do
Okay.
Okay.
or irritates. But good. And let's go to the next page. Evie, can you ask Michael the first question?
Okay, Michael, when was the last time you went in for a job interview?
It's a lot of time about more 20 years ago. I only one interview in my work in my life. I only
That's good
one.
for you.
Tell me.
Nice. Okay. Good. And so in the chat box, I corrected your sentences a little bit. Can you repeat the sentences in the chat box? Sorry, Michael.
Yes. Okay. I write in the chat. Okay.
Okay, sorry. Maybe can you just read in the chat box? Can you read in the chat box what I wrote?
Okay. I read.
Yeah.
Who is your favorite player?
So a little bit further down. So it starts with it was.
Okay. It was more than, sorry, it was more than 20 years ago. I only had one interview in my life.
Yeah. And maybe we'd even say I have only had one interview
Okay.
in my life. But that sounds great. Really good job. Michael, can you ask Patricio the next question?
Patricio, how many times have you interviewed for a position?
Oh, well, that's a good question. To tell you the truth, it's been a lot of time. Well, it could be 50 times. It's been passed for a long time process. So each time, each one of them could be 4, maybe 5 interviews. I have 10 different work in my life. I am in my 50, so I have more or less 6, 7 different jobs. So 7 different jobs by 5 interview each one, certified, more or less certified interview for job.
Nice.
For position.
Okay. Yeah, that's definitely a lot of interviews.
Yes, a lot of time.
Yeah. So I've had 6 or 7 like job interviews, each with 5 or 6 interviews each. That's definitely a lot. And when was the
Yes.
most recent interview? When was the most recent one, Patricio?
Well, it was about 6 months ago. This was a
Okay.
position for my job that I am doing now.
Cool. Nice. And congratulations on getting the job 6 months ago. It's recent.
Thank you,
Um,
Joshua.
Perfect. And Ebby, if you were the interviewer in this picture, what question would you ask?
The first question will be, tell me about yourself.
Tell me about yourself, and how would you answer?
I would say first my name and where do I live, and then my education, my certificates, and the things that are good about me, maybe my GPA if it's high,
Your GPF?
the GPA, the grade,
Okay, GPA.
yeah,
So your
if
grade
it's
point
high,
average?
yeah.
Okay, good. Yeah, good answers. Okay, perfect. Does anybody have any questions on this page?
Well, no,
Okay,
this
that's
okay.
okay. And Ebby, can you read the first, so can you read the title and the first 2 words?
Okay, vocabulary, analyzed, attained,
Good, great pronunciation. And Michael, can you read the next 3 words?
Carried out, collaborated, engineered,
Close, engineered.
engineered,
Nice. And collaborated.
collaborated.
Yeah, collaborated. Perfect. And Patricio, can you try the last 3 words?
Yes, facilitated, overcame, and rectified.
Good. Nice job. And does anybody have any questions about any of these words?
What mean attained?
Okay. So we change that a little bit. The question, what does attained mean?
Means. What does attain mean? That's all right.
Yeah, okay. And can you repeat attained?
Attain.
Nice. Attained. And can anybody explain attain?
Actually, I'm not sure, but does it mean if you get something?
Yeah, so it's really similar to achieved. So attained is just like to arrive at or accomplish.
Accomplish. Okay.
Yeah,
Thank you, Joshua.
you're welcome. Any other questions about any of these words?
And overcame,
Okay, overcame. And can any of you explain overcame? So Patricio or Ebby, do either of you know what attained means or overcame means?
No.
Okay.
No.
So it's when
Could be astonished.
not
Overcame.
quite. If you're overcome with emotions, Yeah, that could be close to astonished. So that's a different way of using it. In this case, overcame is like to. I want to use overcame. So to do better than something. So if you have an obstacle in your way and you solve the problem, or you
Okay.
are able to
Could
overcome it.
be successful for some kind of job.
Yeah, it's like to be successful in spite of something. So if you're hiking a mountain and there's a boulder in front of you in the path, and you go over or around the boulder, you've overcome the boulder.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
What about the last word?
Rectified. So do either of you know what rectified means, Patricio or Michael?
Well, it could be to change the one thing that is wrong, or change the direction for some kind of job, or some kind of project, or some kind of issue. Something that you could try to change something that is wrong to
Yeah,
another
so
way.
exactly, when you try to change something that's wrong to make it right.
Yes.
Perfect. Okay, any other questions? Okay, so can each of you choose one of these words? So can you choose one word and write a sentence in the chat box using that word?
Right in the chat box. Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Awesome. She analyzed the situation. Perfect, Abby. Abby, can you read your sentence?
Yeah. She analyzed the situation.
Yeah, yeah, that was good. Nice, simple sentence. Patricio, can you read your sentence?
One of my projects was analyzed carefully.
Good. Can you repeat analyzed?
Analyzed carefully.
Good. We changed this a little bit. So you said one of. It means there are multiple. So how would you change project?
I don't know. One of my projects does mean
Yeah.
it's plural. That's right.
Exactly.
Project with us.
So can
Okay,
you
that's
repeat
right.
the sentence?
One of my projects was analyzed carefully.
Good. And yeah, that sounds great. Michael, can you read your sentence or your question?
What do you do to analyze about new projects?
Okay, and this is a little bit different. What do you do to... And so you guys all chose analyzed, which is kind of funny. What do you do to analyze? Michael, this is a little bit different. I don't know what exactly you're trying to say.
No, it's a question about the interview. In an interview, when you are doing some question.
Okay, so maybe you could say, what do you... when you are analyzing new projects? Or how do you analyze new projects? Could be another one. Do you do to... Yeah, so I think those are two ways that you could say that sentence. Can you repeat one of those sentences, Michael?
What do you do when you analyze new projects? How do you analyze new projects?
Yeah. And can you repeat how? How?
How?
Yeah. How do you analyze new projects? Good. Really nice job, all of you guys. Let's go to the next page. And Patricio, can you read the comic?
Okay, let me try. Okay, my short-term goal is to laugh my way through this job interview. my long-term goal is to invent a time machine so I can come back and change everything I've said so far.
Awesome. Good. Really nice job. Does anybody have any questions about anything in this comic?
To bluff?
Okay. Can anybody explain bluff?
I don't know. To tell you the
Okay.
truth.
This is a tricky one. So bluff is just to pretend. So a lot of times when people are gambling or playing
It's
poker,
bluffing.
they
It's
bluff.
bluffing.
Yeah.
They bluff or they are bluffing.
Either would work. So when people play poker, they bluff. When
They
people
bluff.
are playing poker, they are bluffing.
Bluffing,
So
that's right.
both work. So it's just pretending. So it's kind of like a lie and making people think that you have something better or that you are better than what you really are. But yeah, good. Any other questions? Okay. And Michael, what do you think it means? What do you think this comic means?
I think in this case, the person do the interview is interviewer, no? I don't
Yeah,
know
the
the
interviewer.
interviewer is asking about the person is doing the interview about the intention when one moment. In this case, I understand is the main objective is a long-term goal. Um, I don't know. I can explain.
Okay.
I need help.
Okay. Evie or Patricio, can either of you explain this comic?
I think it's if you said something and you feel like if you feel like it's something wrong and you want to change what you have said during the interview. I'm not sure if I understood it correctly or not.
Yeah, I think that's definitely what he means by his long-term goal is to invent a time machine. So he's probably
Okay.
said something.
Oh. Well, Joshua, I think that he's trying to pretend to be something that is not now. So it's a first goal, a short-term goal, and he's trying to pretend to be another guy or try to be successful to the interviewer, the people that is making ask question,
Yeah.
try to convince she or her
Convince
to
her. Yeah.
convince her to be the right, or you say the right guy, and the long term. So that mean after the interview finish, they try to invent one machine to correct or to try to find, or do you say? Let me try. Do you have a word for figure it out? To figure it out something that's wrong in his interview.
Yeah. Good. That's exactly what it means. That's why it's funny. Really good explanation. And so, Evie and Michael, did you guys understand that? Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yes,
Okay.
Yes,
but
absolutely.
but in this case, my long-term goal is to invent a time machine. I don't understand well.
So his long-term, does anybody know what a time machine is?
Yeah, of course. It's a
Okay,
kind of machine that you can use to return to the past. So go back to the past,
yeah, go back in time, go back to the
go back in
past.
time, go back in
Hmm.
time. So you can go to when you're 15 or maybe 10 years old.
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah,
yeah.
in this case, so I can come back and change everything. Okay.
Yeah, so he can make his interview better. It's also funny because if somebody actually invented a time machine, they wouldn't really care about the job interview because they'd have a time machine. They could do a lot
Yes.
better things, but it's a funny joke in a couple of different ways. But that's for one of the reasons. Good. And so Michael's only had one job interview. So maybe we should ask Patricio, have you ever felt like this?
Well, not really. Not really. I normally feel good. Sometimes I feel a little upset about my interviewers. Interviewer is the right word?
Yeah, my interviewers.
My interviewer, because they feel like sometimes like how do you say it? Like people like have a power and they try to feel me like they are, how can I say, they are the crown and I'm just a peon. Peons, how do you say?
Yeah, you could say peon.
Yeah, I can say peon, and they are the king. So I'm a peon, and sometimes I take my jacket and say that I don't feel really well about the interview, and say thank you, but I'm not interested in your job. So
Nice. Good for you.
One
yes,
question.
Michael,
yes.
did you have something?
Tell me.
Now, what do you think, Patricio, is the more important in an interview? What do you think, in your opinion? What is the more important?
What is the most
The
important
most.
thing?
Most.
The
Well,
most.
it depends on because well, I learned that it's not about the interview. It's not about the what kind of people they are looking for, because it's necessary that you be. They have a how do you say? They have a pattern for the. I don't know, Joshua, if they are the right word, because they have a pattern or could be a template about
Yeah.
what they are looking for. So normally if you are not exactly what they are looking for, you are not the problem. You are maybe you will be good for another job. So the right thing is that you will be who you are, not anybody else.
Nice.
So you must be the right. How can I tell you? You don't try to pretend to be another guy. So be yourself. That's all. Because if you are not, if you are not you, who are you? Who are you?
Who you
Uh,
are.
who you are? Normally, the interview detect that kind of thing. So you will be out.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you understand me, Michael.
Yes,
So
yes, I understand.
so
But
if you are in front of interview, try to be yourself. Not don't worry about anything. So if they call you, so they are really interested in you. So be yourself. Don't worry.
yes, natural and no. Yes, I
Yes.
understand.
If you are not the guy, don't worry about it. You are not the guy for this kind of job. So maybe you will be successful in other kind of job. So
Good.
just try to another.
Good. Really nice job. That was great. Good explanation. And maybe one thing, Patricio, you need to fit into their mold. So you could say mold. Um,
Excuse
is
me, I don't understand what you say.
So I think you were talking about stereotypes and people having an idea of what they want already. So I think you were trying to say you need to fit into the interviewer's mold. So we'd call it a mold.
A mold? A mold. Ah, okay, a
Yeah.
mold. MODEO?
MOLD.
Could you write, please?
Yeah, it's in the chat box already. So
Yes.
the sentence right above, starting, you need to fit into their
You
mold.
need to fit into their mold. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's right. It's a mold like a mold for how you say when you working with iron or minerals.
Yeah, plastic or metal.
Once, okay, you must be, how do you say it? Be turn on hot. Okay, but I understand the mold. That's right. Thank Joshua.
Yeah, okay, you're welcome. And Evie, you could say we have to meet their standards. It's got a different idea than a mold. So I think Patricio was saying that somebody has to have very specific qualities, and even if they're a
Yeah.
very quality person, they have to be really specific. So the mold is a little bit more specific than standards, which are just kind of like yeah, but really good. That's a great sentence as well.
So,
Let's go to the sorry?
so Joshua, I think that we have two kind of different expectations. One of them is about technical specification that you must to complain. That's right? No, complain is
Yeah,
correct?
they have to complete.
Complete. That's right. And the other one is related to about your personality.
Yeah.
It's not about your technical specification. So, but normally, if they are calling you for an interview, I suppose that they think that you are qualified for technical specification that they need. So normally, one of the problems that I have for an interview is the last interview. It's about the people or the guy that take the decision, because normally how can I see my humors, and sometimes I don't really agree about the people told me, and normally say what I think.
Yeah.
So some kind of guy don't like it.
Some people definitely don't like that.
Yeah, that's right. And
Yeah.
normally at the last interview, normally they say me, "Thank you very much. We'll call you another time."
Yeah, they tell me. So one small point, remember the verb to tell. To tell takes a direct or an indirect object. Takes indirect object. So they tell me.
They told me.
But if you're using say, there's no indirect object.
Okay, that's right.
Object. And so we'd say, I said the story, or, yeah, so he says no. So there's no indirect object. There's no says me. We tell me, or I tell you. But small point. Really good job. Okay, and Michael, can you ask Abby the first question?
Okay. What are your strengths?
Should I say my real strong
Yeah,
points?
yeah, if you can.
Okay, I'm a very patient person, and I have very good English in speaking, writing, and reading. And I have a very high GPA. Yeah, that's it.
What is the last? I don't know.
Sorry?
The last
The
explanation.
last sentence?
Yes.
I said I have a very high GPA. It means my grade in the university.
Yeah, my grade
Okay.
point average.
Okay.
Good. Evie, really nice job. And so, what are some of your strong suits? So you say you have a high GPA, but what subjects do you excel in?
Sorry, what's up? What?
What subjects do you excel in?
Do I excel? What does that mean?
What subjects do you do really well in? What are your best subjects?
Okay. Actually, I studied interior design in the college. So
Okay,
this
in
like
college.
yeah. So the grade it's like the whole grade of my bachelor degree that I took.
Okay, nice, awesome, good answer. Okay, and Abby, Can you ask Patricio the next question?
Okay, Patricio, what are your weaknesses?
Well, how can I tell you? One of my weaknesses is related to my strengths. So I explain first my strengths. I think that one of my strengths is related to my focus, or how can I tell you? I'm a, how do you say it? Objective focus. How do you say focus? But I
Yeah,
am
focus.
oriented. I am to normally thinking about my objective. So I go, oriented to my goals. Is that right? Oriented? I don't know.
Yeah, I'm goal-oriented.
I'm goal oriented. So I normally work really hard to accomplish my goals. So I am very, how do you say that, a guy that is very obsessive with one job or one issue that is very obstinate.
Obstinate. That's a difficult
Obstinate.
word. Obstinate.
Obstinate, but it's more than obstinate. That could be, sometimes you could be obstinate but accept some kind of opinion. But in my case, normally I think that I am right.
Yeah.
So this is a different question where you are obstinate and the next step, I don't know. I don't know. In Spanish it's testarudo. I don't know how you say in.
Yeah, I'm not sure if we'd actually have a synonym like that. Stubborn, obstinate, I think those are both really good synonyms. Maybe really moody, I think is a little bit more like testarudo. Moody or touchy. Something, but in like a sense of obstinacy.
Could be, but I think that's more than obstinate. Obstinate is the next step to obstinate. I'm as moody or touchy. So when I focus on one kind of one of my project or one kind of job, I working really hard to be as successful for this kind of job or this issue or my goal. So
Yeah.
this strength sometimes is a weakness in my
Good.
case.
That's a great answer. Really nice job. Okay, and Patricio, can you ask Michael the next question and make up a name for the business?
Well, first, Michael, what is your working now? Where are you working now? To try to complete this sentence, Michael.
Yes.
What is your where are you working now? What kind of work do you do?
What are you? Sorry, can you repeat, please?
What kind of work do you do? What is
Yes.
your profession?
Okay, sorry.
Don't worry.
Yes, a foreign trade is my job. In a
Forestry?
foreign trade is a custom agent in a
Customer
city.
service? Customer service? No?
No customer service. Foreign trade,
Foreign
yes.
trade.
Foreign trade.
Yeah, okay, foreign trade. That's
Foreign trade,
okay.
yes.
Okay, that's right. Well, why are you interested in working for foreign trade?
Yes, my experience is in my working is a very large because I have a more 20 years about experience in a foreign trade. I in the last 10 years I have working in a freight forwarder company with a manager director and delay with a team of 10 professionals, and I have a lot of experience in this job.
Okay.
Nice. Okay.
and I have a good lot of good information about your company, and I would
Okay.
like to offer my service in this company.
Nice. Okay. So maybe you've heard a lot about the company and you'd like to offer your services to them. I think that's good. That's definitely a good reason for why you would be interested in working for a company like that. So you've heard a lot about them and you want to offer them your services. Okay. Cool. Really good answer. Nice job, Michael.
Thank you.
Patricio, nice job with your question and making sure you clarified. Michael, can you ask Evie the next question?
Why did you leave your current company?
To who?
To Evie.
Or why do you want to leave your current company?
Are you asking me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Actually, I haven't had a job before, so because I'm a fresh graduate. So, why do you want to leave your current company?
Yeah. Imagine you had a job and you didn't like it.
Okay. I think the answer shouldn't be about, something negative or wrong about the company.
Perfect.
Yeah, but how can I say it? Mm,
So maybe
I
about
really
something
don't
good
know.
about the company that you're going to. So maybe you thought that you were being held back by your old company and you really wanted to open up your future prospects. Something like that?
Yeah, maybe.
Okay, so can you make something up?
Uh, Actually, I want to have maybe better experience.
Okay.
Is it okay to say that?
Yeah, I want to have maybe more experience or better experience. I want to have better experience.
Yeah, okay.
Um, maybe in a line of work that I like a little bit more, or doing something that aligns with my interests.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. Good. And Abby, can you ask Patricia the next question?
Okay, tell me about a time you dealt with a crisis.
It actually sounds like crisis. Can you repeat crisis?
Okay, crisis.
Nice.
Well, it depends on, because if you are the knowledge. So sometimes all depend on it, because in my case, normally we are prepared for a crisis. So normally in my job, I must to anticipate some kind of crisis. But uh, in other time, a crisis could be not be anticipated. So it's a real crisis. For example, we made road rail car. You know, do you understand it? Road rail car or
A railroad.
railroad car, etc. All right. And once month or 2 months ago, one of them was failing on the rail, and how do you say that? Crash or turn around, or how do you say it? Fail it, really fail, and was,
Yeah.
how do you say it? That it
So,
was out of the rail,
it derailed.
the rail. So it was a big problem for my company, because it was a real crisis for us. So
Yeah.
uh, one of the way that we found to deal with this crisis was to convoke, to find, or to involve all the people that could be possible to know about this project, the original project to know what could be happening in this case, we investigate. We went to the place where the road rate, or you say no, how do you say the car will be read out, or do you say? Excuse me, Joshua, will you help me, please?
I don't know, Joshua.
Sorry. Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so I will try. I'm telling you that we have a big crisis 2 months ago. So we, okay, let's say we convoke or we call all the people that was involved in this project. So investigate what happened in this case. Each one of them related about his specialty. One of them related about engineer, the other one related to money, because we are lost a lot of money in this case. The other one related about legal issues. And the other one related to, I'm going to tell you, manufacturing. The other one related to the dealers, and a lot of people working in this case. So you must to put together the necessary people that you need to resolve this. Maybe sometime you don't have the right how do you say specialty knowledge.
Yeah.
You don't have the knowledge how do you deal with a crisis, but something that you need to know is that kind of thing that you don't know. So because if you don't know what you don't know, you need to ask something that he knows. Do you understand me that I'm trying to do it?
Yeah.
Because not necessary that you need to know everything. It's not necessary. So, but you need to know what you don't know.
Mm-hmm.
If you're right in this case, you call the right people and put together with another guy, and normally they can resolve the problem. That's all right.
Good.
Normally I solve my problem that way. I call the right guy and tell what happened, and normally I found the right guy and solve my problem, because I don't know. Normally I have a lot of things that I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. Perfect. Really good job. So there are definitely always a lot of things that you don't know, and so you have to find the right person to solve your problems. Perfect.
Yes.
Good.
Different if you are something believe that you are the right guy and you can solve the problem.
Yeah, of course. But good. That was a great explanation. Okay, and so does anybody have any questions on this page? Okay, let's go to the next one. And let's have Michael, can you play the boss? And Evie, can you play the interviewer or the interviewee?
Okay. One more. Job interview. We need someone who can solve the biggest engineering problem we have ever encountered.
Just distribute the power supply across both functions and double the fan size.
Thanks. If I need anything else, I will interview you again.
Good, nice job. And so does anybody have any questions about anything in this comic? Okay.
Yeah.
It's not a job interview, it's a consulting interview.
Yeah, it looks like it. Yeah, Patricio, can you explain yourself?
Yeah, of course, because some kind of, sometime different kind of interview, the people asking me about a specification about my my specialty. That's right.
Yeah,
But
your specialty.
That's right. But we're talking about a generic problem, not a specific problem. So in this case, the interviewer asks to the guy who's looking for a job for a specific problem, and the guy solves the problem, and the interviewer say, "That's right, thank you very much. You are right. So we will call you the next time." So I think that the guy was, so you say, don't feel really good. That's right.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
Funny. It's funny, but it's funny to read it.
Not to be in it.
Not to be in it, yes.
Exactly. Wixian, welcome to class. Wixian, how are you doing?
I'm fine.
Okay, perfect.
Hi.
And so how do you pronounce your name?
W-I-C-H-I-E.
So I know how to spell it. How do you pronounce it? How do you say your name?
Oh, Vixian.
Wixian. Okay, perfect. And so Wixian, you've come right towards the end of class, which is fine. But yeah, again, welcome. And so, Abby, in this comic, so we have a job interviewer. So he's looking.
Yeah, actually, yeah.
What?
Actually, I didn't understand the paragraph and the sentence in the middle.
Ah, okay. So he's encountering the biggest engineering problem that the company has ever faced, and so he's the interviewer. And so his claim is really technical, so it's not supposed to be understood, except for that he solved a really difficult problem. So distribute is just to move things equally. Like, so when you're distributing money to people, so it's like you're handing it out. So you're giving out the power supply. So like the electricity across both functions, like across these two things, or like a function is just like a machine, or yeah, some sort of machine, or like a mechanical function, and then make the fan twice as big. So you don't know what the problem was. It just means it's really complicated. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Thank
Okay.
you.
And do you understand what's happening in the comic? Okay.
Is it like if the question is very complicated and the answer is also the same?
Yeah. But so he just needs to know how to solve his problem. But he doesn't want to pay the person who he's interviewing. So the person who's interviewed just solved a problem, but now he doesn't have a job and he's not going to get paid.
Okay.
Okay. Michael, does that make sense as well?
Yes, yes.
Okay. But Michael, have you ever felt like this? Have you ever felt like that?
What do you no? Have you ever felt like this?
Yeah.
อ๋อ คนคุยจริง
So yeah, Michael, have you ever felt like that?
No, I never.
Okay. Okay, what about anybody else in class? Has anybody ever felt like that?
No, not really.
Okay. Okay, good. And Abby, what about you?
No.
Okay.
I actually had only one interview in my life.
Okay. Just one interview? So it doesn't have to be an interview. It could also... Oh, hold on, Wichin. I'm just going to put you on mute for a second, okay? But, yeah. Let's go to the next page. And Abby, can you read this? Can you read this, Abby?
Idioms, pet peeves, things that irritate you.
Yeah, things that irritate you. Can you repeat irritate?
Irritate.
Nice. Good job. And Wichian, can you read the words in the comic? And you'll have to unmute yourself. Okay, maybe not. Patricio, can you read the words in this comic?
Okay, that's fine. Pet peeve. When someone assumes that when you are reading a book, that you are doing nothing, and therefore can be interrupted repeatedly.
Good. And can you repeat pet peeve? Pet peeve.
Pet peeves.
Good. And so just one of them singular would be pet peeve, but nice. Okay.
Pet peeve.
And Patricio, can you ask me, Michael, the first question?
Okay. What are some of your co-worker pet peeve?
What are coworker pet peeves? Well, in my case, because I a lot of exigent. My work is very hard and very stressful, and I am very exigent with in a job because the service to the client is very important, and I very exigent, and my coworkers irritate when I speak about things. A lot of time we have to do an excellent job, and
Okay, I think you were choppy a little bit. I couldn't hear everything you said. Can you repeat that one more time?
my work is very hard and stressful. Okay, I will explain in my case because I repeat the things a lot of times, because for me the service to the client is very important, and my job is very stressful, a lot of things.
Okay. So, but what's a pet peeve? So what's something that irritates you? So the example is I hate when my coworkers try to look at my computer monitor when I'm working. So it's not something that's serious. It's just something that kind of irritates you. So does that happen to you ever, Michael?
Yes, I understand it. In this case, irritate me when my coworkers no do find the job, because no press attention, or do planifying the things in time, what time.
Okay. Yeah, I'm still not exactly sure. So maybe when they don't do their work on time, which would be good. But unfortunately, we are just out of time, and I do have another class right after this. You guys did a really great job in class. If you have any last questions, let me know, and I can try to answer them quickly. But if not, have a really great day, or a great night, and hopefully I'll see you guys all soon.
Thank you, teacher.
Okay.
You're welcome.
Okay, Joshua. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.